everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's a chilly, cold NFL Sunday here in Findlay, Ohio, and I'm getting ready to check out a new beer on the Brewers Advent Calendar from Kalea. Now, if you've been watching this, you've probably heard me mention before, there are a couple of different versions of this calendar. So one is being reviewed by Böbigen's Beer Reviews. His is bottles, and some of them are a little bit different, so check him out. Now, the other thing I mentioned is the 12 Beers of Christmas. If you watched the videos last year, I did a review on that case, and I know Mallory and Chu from Imperfectly Me Crafts is doing a review on that. Now, if you want to see what that is in comparison, that comes in this briefcase kind of like thing here, and you have 12 different beers. I think a few of them are the same as they are on this. Yeah, a couple of them are the same, but there are some other ones as well. Some of the ones that I think I had last year in this. So the beers from it last year are different than the ones this year. So Mallory and Chu will be reviewing that one. Böbigen's doing the bottle version, and I'll get into day 5 on this one. 5. And it is their Schwarze Bock. Now this is nice. I've thoroughly enjoyed this box, but the only complaint that I would have is it does seem that there's a lot of Heffies and a lot of Helles Bocks, which I quite like, but they do kind of, I don't know, it gets a bit redundant when you're doing reviews on beers that taste very similar. I mean, some a little hoppy or a little malty or a little bit of a difference, but for the most part, they're very similar. So it's cool to see this kind of break it up. Now, see what we have on here. Der Schwarze Beer. It looks like this is from Kraftbierwerkstatt is the brewery. And they're out of Böbingen, Germany. B-O-B-L-I-N-G-E-N. Böbingen. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing it. My apologies to any German viewers. Yeah, but it looks like a pretty decent one here. It says Deutsch Reinheitsgebot on the side here, so I assume it's brewed with the German purity laws, so we're not going to have anything crazy or weird in here. This one comes in at 6.2% ABV, 14 IBUs. Ratings-wise, does pretty solid. Untapped, it was a 3.34. Beer Advocate, 4.03. I think there were 6 or 7 check-ins again, and I'm pretty sure every one of them was somebody from the Kalea calendar. When you went to Untapped and looked this beer up, they actually had, you know, if you're familiar with Untapped, you see a little blurb. Sometimes it describes the beer. Usually it's taken straight from the brewery's website. It did have a blurb there, but it was all in German, and I do not speak German, but the couple things I could pick up, I saw the word exclusive and Kalea, so I'm assuming this beer was made exclusively for the Kalea product. So, you know, pretty interesting. So, like I said, today is an NFL Sunday. Jalen Hurts is not playing for the Eagles today. Instead, Gardner Minshew makes his Eagles debut. I'm going to make a bold prediction that Uncle Rico balls out today and the Eagles beat the Jets. So I'm riding with you tonight, Gardner. Well, I guess in about an hour. So I'm riding with you this afternoon, Gardner. Hopefully you win this game, my friend. All right, let's check this one out. Now, again, this is the first beer that wasn't kind of pale straw or like gold. If I'm going with my chart here, this is the Brew HQ SRM standard reference method chart. I don't know, this is probably, it's kind of like a nice brown color, maybe about an 18, kind of like a darker amber brown. It's got a decent color to it. Head, not much at all. Even I know I've been talking a little bit, but even when I poured it, you didn't really see anything there. Now, the one thing that's kind of throwing me off, this says Der Schwarze Bock. Now, I've had many Schwarze beers, and they're black beers, right? I know the word Schwarze is black in German, so my limited German vocabulary comes through here, and I know what Bock beers are. Now, Bocks tend to be more of this brownish color, where Schwarze beer would be black. Now, if this is a Schwarze Bock, maybe this is just a style that I'm kind of unfamiliar with, but if I were to look at this, I would probably go more with a Bock than a Schwarze. Not a lot of carbonation in there. You see a few little fine bubbles, but not too much. And you can't, I mean, it's kind of clear. It's not cloudy, but it's hard to see through. I'm guessing it's mostly from the color. Let's give it a sniff. There's a nice smell. Kind of get a bit of roasty malt like you'd expect. You know, a lot of times when you describe the smell of bread, the smell of beer, you use bread as kind of a reference. And I think a lot of the lighter beers almost have like a white bread crust type of smell, or like a honey wheat kind of bread. This is definitely darker. It's more, I don't know, almost more like a rye bread or something like that, or maybe like a whole wheat or like a darker brown bread smell, which I quite like. So let's check it out. Prost. Medium bodied. When I poured this, I feared it would be a little syrupy, and I don't think it is. It's medium bodied. A lot of the others have been a little on the thinner side. This one, it's got a little bit to it. I wouldn't say that it's on the high end of the medium scale, but it's got a nice presence. You pick up some roasted malt, obviously. There's a little bit of a sweetness there. It's almost like molasses or something. It's kind of like a burnt sweet taste. Not kind of caramel, probably more like a molasses type thing. And then again, you probably pick up that dark bready kind of taste, maybe black bread or rye bread or something that's maybe a little on the darker end of the scale. It does kind of balance out nicely. So you do get a little bit of the roasty flavors, you get a little bit of sweetness, but it's not so sweet that it turns you off at all. 14 IBUs, not very high IBUs, but you do pick up a tiny little bit of bitterness as well. I think all in all, this is probably my favorite of the beers out of this box so far, and maybe it's just because it's a little more unique and differentiates itself from the others. So for that reason, I would give their Schwarze Bock a big thumbs up. I would definitely drink another one of these bad boys. Actually, I think there's one, yeah, there's one in that 12 days box as well. So those are all out in the back fridge, because that one you can easily open. This thing is a nightmare. You can't take them out without making a pain in the butt. So I have another one, thank God, in the fridge, so I'll be able to enjoy 2 of these. So thumbs up for the Schwarze Bock. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up. Hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, you got any comments or questions, jump in down below. Hey, till next time, go Eagles. Cheers.